I think the most hardest thing about this whole situation is to think like, is something wrong with me? Like, what's going on with my body? My name is Vanessa, and this is my story. I'm here to tell you guys my story about, abortions and miscarriage and all that stuff. I know it's such a, touchy subject to talk about, but it's real. And it's out there, and women go through it every single day. And, I want to tell you guys, you're not alone. We're all here for each other, even when you feel like you're being judged and stuff like that. You did nothing wrong. It's funny because, I'm Puerto Rican. My family's from Puerto Rico. My mom and dad were born on the island. And, my mom is very strict when it came to boys. She was like, no, you're going to go to school, get your education, and then you're focused on boys. And I'm like, Mom, well, that boy is so cute. Like, she was like, no, I'm not having that. So, I basically went to college, 18, a virgin, and never kissed a boy. So it was a very interesting experience for me in college when it came to dealing with boys and stuff like that. But I met a great guy who's my husband now, and, I'm really thankful for him. He's been there through the ups and downs, and, he still loves me, and, that's really, really hard to find back in 2008, and I would never forget this. It's so vivid in my mind. Like, I knew something was wrong. Like, my boobs were hurting. I'm like, something's wrong. I never miss a period. I'm like, uh-oh. So I basically went to the pharmacy, got myself a pregnancy test, and lo and behold, 2 lines showed up. I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I just crawled into bed with Eddie, and we just hugged each other, and, I told him, like, I can't do this. I need to finish school. I was still a sophomore in college, and, I cannot disappoint my family at all. And, to this day, my family doesn't even know that I did that. This is something that I'm sharing publicly for the first time, and, I think it's about that time for me to speak up. During those times, I was so scared. And not scared to have the child, but I was so scared of what my family was going to think of me. I did not want to be a failure. I didn't want to be, like, a disappointment to the family. I actually went to college, and, I was succeeding. I was actually doing something that, not a lot of people in my family have done. And here I am, a sophomore, and I got pregnant. And it's like, oh, what do I do now? And, the first thing that popped in my head is like, I can't have this baby. I don't want to bring a child in this world, not financially stable, not ready to, provide how I really want to provide for my child when I bring them into this world. So, Eddie was really supportive with that, and we went through with it. And I would never forget that day. I walked into the clinic, and I guess I was like the last appointment, and all the girls were already in the back waiting room, and I go and I get my sonogram done, and they show me, and it's just like kind of like, wow, it's real, it's happening. Like, there's no turning back now. And I go and I sit there, and all these women are being called one by one, and little by little, everyone's leaving the room until, like, I'm the last one. And it's crazy because I remember, like, hearing the girls crying in the back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, stay strong, Vanessa, stay strong. Like, you can do this, you can do this. And, like, I don't remember the receptionist faces. I don't remember any of the girls waiting with me in the room's faces. I know there was so many different ages, though. They were young, older, like, all types of women were in that room. But to, like, tell you that I remember their facial features would be a lie. Like, everything was such a blur. And then I was the last one to be called, and I go to the back room, and I would look around, and it reminds me a scene of the movie in Saw. I was like, what? It's like white walls with bricks everywhere, and all these, like, silvery, shiny toys and materials. I'm like, wow, like, this is scary. So then I lay down, and they put, like, this injection, and then all of a sudden I get propped up, and they hand me a pad, and I go to the bathroom, put this on, you're all done. And I'm like, wow, that was really quick. And I walk out, and I go to Eddie, and he asks me, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And we go to the room, and it happened. I did it, and it's something that I look back on now and I kind of like have second thoughts, like, should I have done that? You know, was that the right choice? But, you know, I made that decision. I made that choice, and, you know, I have to move on with my life with it. You know, it took me a while to kind of like snap out of it. You know, me and Eddie had a really rough time after that. Like, you know, just like sexually, like, I just didn't want to. And when we did, it hurt. Like, it was just a lot of mental, like, beating up I was doing to myself. And, you know, like, it took years for me to kind of like snap out of that. And, you know, now me and Eddie are happy, and, you know, we are trying to have kids. Look at Snoop. We are trying to have kids and stuff, and, you know, it's hard now. It's hard, and I feel like I feel like sometimes God is punishing me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in May of this year, you know, I got a positive pregnancy test. And during that time that I got that positive pregnancy test, you know, I was going through a lot. I got suspended from my job, you know, for arguing with a parent, and, you know, 2 week suspension with no pay. And, you know, it's hard. It's a hard time. And, you know, like, I got pregnant and I was nervous. I was literally standing in the bathroom, looking at the test, shaking, like, oh my God, it's positive. My mom and his parents, they're always telling me, like, when are you guys gonna have grandkids? You know, it's time for you to have your grandkids. You can't wait. Our time is ticking. We're getting older, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, pressure, like, no, stop. 2 weeks pass by, and all of a sudden I start like bleeding. I'm like, yeah, this isn't right. Like, there's something wrong with my body. And I go to the doctors and come to find out that I was actually having a miscarriage. And, you know, like, that was just really tough to hear. Like, you're so excited to finally get pregnant, and then all of a sudden, oh, you're having a miscarriage. Like, that is like the worst thing that people who are actually planning to have children can actually happen to, you know? Like, so now I have to deal with this emotional stress. Like, I'm thinking, like, you know, is this God's way of punishing me? Is this like saying, like, you know, I blessed you once before, like, that's what you did, you don't deserve this now? Like, just so many things were going through my head. And, you know, when I finally, the day that it finally happened, like the miscarriage, I actually went to work, and I was in so much pain. Like, it was like cramps times 10. I was like, what is going on? I need to go home. Like, I just felt flushed, and actually took the train back home, and I was like, I need to make it there. I need to make it there. And I finally got home, and I laid down, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is painful. And I just wanted to sit on the toilet and just like, God, like, let this pain just go away. Like, it was just horrible, you know? So then, you know, the miscarriage finally happened, and me and my husband, like, went to the doctors, and we talked to them, and they actually said, you know, it's normal. It's normal for women to go through miscarriages. Like, it actually happens a lot more frequently than we actually think. And, you know, and there's big possibilities that you could get pregnant again, because, you know, if it happened once, then it can happen again. So, you know, it would happen back in May. Now we're in December, and, you know, my period was crazy. Like, it was like 45 days, 36 days, 37 days. And, you know, my period is on point. Like, it is on time every time it comes. So I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong with my body. And I started Googling all these things, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to have kids. What's going on? But, you know, never Google stuff. That's one thing, girls. Never Google things. It's going to kill you. Like, it's going to mess with your brain. So if you really have questions, speak to your doctors. Like, they are the most educated people that will give you the right answers specific to your body, because, you know, everybody's different. So you don't want to go and read someone's story and then be like, oh, that's gonna be me, because it's not. Like, I was reading a story saying, like, you know, I miscarried 1 month and the next month I was pregnant again, and, you know, that didn't happen for me. That didn't happen. So, you know, me and my husband were like, well, I was thinking, like, well, let's go get an ovulation test. So I got the ovulation test, and, you know, we were trying it, and then on my ovulation test, they have like 3 parts. No blinky, a blinky smiley face, and a smiley face. So the blinky means that you're about to ovulate, and the still smiley face means you ovulating, like you're ovulating. So when I first took it, I had blinky faces for like 7 days straight. I'm like, okay, something's definitely wrong with my body. So like the next month, so I had blinky faces for like 6 days, and then all of a sudden, boom, my period came. 27 days. I'm like, oh, my period's back to normal again. And you know, like, it kind of like gave me hope that nothing was wrong with my body. It was just like my body kind of adjusting again, I guess. Me and my husband, we're on the journey. We're on the journey to have kids. But, you know, now we're just, you know, enjoying each other's company, enjoying my dog's company. And, you know, my main reason for making this video is to let you girls know you're not by yourself. We all have dreams of having a family and this house and, you know, white picket fence with kids and laughing and stuff. But, you know, life is life. You know, you just have to take one day at a time and think that whatever God has for you will happen, and just have faith that things are going to be all right, you know, and you're not alone. Nobody to feel scared to talk or be themselves. I want you guys to know it is okay. It is life. We are women. We are beautiful, and we are strong. And you are able to do anything and go through anything life puts you through. You know, whatever pain you're feeling at the moment, it will ease and it will get better. I promise you, things will get better. And there's a plan for you in this life. You know, you might not know it, but, you know, take it one day at a time. You never know what blessings are going to come your way. So, till next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let's chat down in the comments below. Let's have an open dialogue. Let's talk about it. You know, a lot of times these topics aren't talked about, and that's when women feel the most lonely and by themselves. And I just want to let you know you're not by yourself. I'm here for you guys. So, till next time.